Good afternoon, Sir. David McGeown. I'm a consultant to Ms. Simpson and to the Department of Energy on the Renewables Task Force stuff. As you're here, I'll go straight and ask you, in terms of when we're looking for renewables such as solar on our bases, what's your perspective on the energy security aspects of providing that to the base?
Help me out a little bit here. In what sense?
Well, as we follow the mission of driving for renewables, and let's say we put a 20 megawatt solar at Miramar or something like that, and we're asked to provide an energy security component of that, we're displacing some of the traditional utility brown power and integrating that within the base's grid. And each of us try to get a definition of what, for the military, is energy security by having solar or geothermal or wind on the base. And I'm wondering if you've thought through that aspect of it as well.
Yeah, one of the main things that we're working on there is microgrids, is having the ability to pull ourselves off the grid in case something happens to the grid, because we've still got to do our military jobs, and to try to cluster our bases. You mentioned Miramar. We've got an awful lot of bases very close to each other, Marine and Navy, in Southern California, for example. Same thing in Hawaii, same thing in Florida, same thing in Virginia. And to cluster those bases using different forms of alternative energy. So if you've got a solar array at 29 Palms, for example, our Marine base, and it's producing more power than you can use, can we get it to San Diego in the off-peak hours? Can we use wind from San Diego for some of the other bases? How can we do that? How can we integrate that? And so we are doing a lot of work on those microgrids and on the energy security part. And California has been a pretty good state to work with, because they have their own alternative goals that we can help them reach. And so we've been working with the power companies there, that we're not working at cross purposes with them. We're actually going to help them, I think, make their goals. And so in terms of the energy security, if you're on our base, that's sort of almost a natural. If you're providing power through a power purchase agreement or something, and you've done it near the base, then we're going to work on that in terms of how can we separate it out from the grid? How can we do a microgrid? How can we guarantee the supply of that if something happens to the larger grid?